guys, it's Bridget. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be some great recommendations to read for the Halloween season. It's already the end of October and Halloween is this weekend. It's right around the corner. To be perfectly honest, Halloween is probably my least favorite holiday. I really don't like dressing up. I feel like you have to be someone who has a good eye for putting pieces together, and that is not me. It's a lot of stress to try and pull together a costume. And I really hate being scared. I do not like that adrenaline rush, and because of that, a lot of these books are not exactly going to be scary. So if you're looking for Halloween reads that will actually really frighten you, this probably is not the place to be. Most of these books are going to be more creepy and atmospheric, something that is like horror light. So hopefully you guys like this list. And we can just jump right into it. The first book on this list is Fever Dream by Samanta Schweblin. And this is a short novella about a woman who's sick in a hospital bed, and she is trying to recall how she ended up there. She takes the reader through all of these moments into the present in this sort of like foggy, dreamlike state. And through it all, there's a young boy who is at her bedside trying to lead her through the story and help her pick up the important moments that she has to remember to fully recall how she got to where she is. As the title suggests, our narrator is in a high fever and she's in this fever dream state. So a lot of her recollections don't really make a lot of sense. The story jumps around as she tries to piece everything together, kind of the way like a nightmare would. It creates this really tense and creepy atmosphere in such a short span of time, and as the reader, you are just waiting for the other shoe to drop and figure out what the heck is going on in this story. You can easily read this book in a couple of hours. It's super short, and I actually do recommend that you read it in one sitting so that you can fully appreciate the eeriness of the story. The writing style and the overall vibe of the book reminded me so much of books like We Have Always Lived in the Castle, I'm Thinking of Ending Things, or Follow Me to Ground. So if you liked those, if you've read any of those books and they kind of creeped you out, then I think you'll really like this one for a quick, easy, creepy read. The next book that I wanted to recommend for the Halloween season is The Anomaly by Michael Rutger. Of all the books on this list, I think this is the one that freaked me out the most when I read it. It follows our protagonist, Nolan Moore, who is the host of a conspiracy theory documentary TV show. I think that everyone kind of has seen these shows around before. You see them a lot on like the Travel Channel or on Sci-Fi, where the host of the show is tracking down like a lost artifact or reports of the paranormal, and really they don't find much of anything. There's not really much evidence to support the searches, but it makes for good TV. So that's kind of who Nolan is. He's the host of one of these shows. In this book, Nolan and his crew are filming an episode of this show, and they are looking for this mysterious cave that is rumored to be somewhere in the Grand Canyon. This time, the crew actually comes across this hidden, inaccessible cavern deep within the Grand Canyon, and for once they think they've actually found what they're looking for. However, it does not take long for really weird, inexplicable things to start happening in the cavern, and pretty soon it becomes a struggle for the crew to survive the secrets of this cave. This book will really keep you on the edge of your seat. It is creepy and disturbing and impossible to put down, at least for me. Every time I had to like go to work, all I could think about was coming back so I could figure out what was going on in this book. It definitely reminds me a lot of like Indiana Jones, but way creepier, and it's perfect for fans of conspiracy theories, or if you like that sort of like something's lurking in the dark kind of book. The next book that I want to recommend is The Whisper Man by Alex North. This is a pretty straightforward, creepy thriller about a father, Tom, who moves with his young son, Jake, to a new town after the tragic and unexpected death of Tom's wife. Shortly after Tom and Jake arrive in town, a local boy disappears, and the case bears a disturbing similarity to a case that happened 20 years previously. Victims in this case were lured out of their homes by somebody whispering outside their windows late at night, kind of drawing them outside. Because of this, the killer is then known as the Whisper Man. And 20 years previously, he was caught, he was arrested, and the case was closed. As the investigation into this new case escalates and progresses, Tom begins getting these unsettling visits from strangers. His son is acting really weird, and Tom begins to feel less and less safe in his own home. I don't know about any of you guys, but I have like a terrifying fear of somebody breaking into the house or someone lurking about in the dark and I don't know that they're there. So this book really freaked me out. It was totally chilling to me, and I regretted picking it up instantly, but then it was so good I couldn't put it down. There are also some very light supernatural elements to this book, and because of that, I think it just makes for the perfect creepy Halloween read. The last book that I want to recommend to you guys is Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo. This recommendation is a little bit different because I wouldn't call this book creepy or scary in any way, but I do think it has the perfect vibe for Halloween or just fall in general. The book itself follows Alex Stern, who is a high school dropout. She hangs around with a really shady group of people, and she ends up becoming the sole survivor of a really gruesome multiple homicide. After this event, out of nowhere, she is offered a full ride to Yale University on the condition that she help monitor Yale's 8 secret societies. From there, the book really just throws a lot at you at once. You've got dark magic, the occult, secret societies, ghosts, murders, disappearances, conspiracies, all happening in modern day New Haven, Connecticut. This is a long book and it is a bit slower paced, so do keep that in mind if you pick it up. However, if you like dark, slow reveal, paranormal mysteries, you will probably really enjoy this book. So there are my 4 recommendations for great Halloween reads. If you're someone like me who does not really enjoy the holiday very much, hopefully one of these books will help you feel like you can kind of get into the spirit in your own way. If you've read any of these books, definitely let me know in the comments what you thought of them. And if you've got your own kind of spooky, creepy Halloween recommendations, leave me a comment about that too. I would love to see what you guys like to read and add them to my own reading list. And as usual, if you enjoyed this content, please do remember to like and subscribe. Otherwise, I will see all of you in the next video.